Hello, everyone. My name is Eddie Duran, and I'm with Protection Technologies. Today, we will be reviewing G-Fence 600Z troubleshooting. This training will cover everything you need to know when you are troubleshooting a G-Fence. Step 1. Set up, log into G-Fence. Upon arrival, check in with the manager on duty. Inform them that all perimeter gates will need to remain closed during the test. 2. Conduct a 5 to 10 minute walk around of the perimeter. During the inspection, visibly inspect the fence line for any visible damage, disconnected sensors, or cable breaks. Confirm that all gates are properly closed. Confirm where first and last sensor exist. The end of the line URUT will have one green cable and will be set as UT terminator. 3. If working with a partner, designate one person to stay at the control unit to monitor the system while the other performs physical checks. If you don't have a partner and you need some help, go ahead and give me a call. I can send you a meeting invite and monitor the controller while you go out there to the perimeter. And the last but most important part of step 1, log into the controller to identify any errors or communication failures in the system. If you do not have your demo set up yet, let's go ahead and get that set up. We're going to need to connect some power to it. And then once we have the power connected, then we can turn on the power with the white switch, putting it in the up position. To turn on the interface, you need to have the single red dip switch in the up position. Let's open our network connections. Let's go to our Ethernet unidentified network, right click on it, properties, TCP IPv4, double click. Use the following IP address: 192.168.105.200. Subnet mask 255 three times. There is no default gateway. Validate settings upon exit and press OK. So let's open up Google Chrome and let's type this IP address: 192.168.105.202. For login credentials, please refer to the user guide. We are logged into the Gfence now. The default language is in French. And also, the date and time stamp is in hexadecimal. If you see this, you need to update it. Change the default language to English and press Envoyer. This will update the date and time. Step 2. Check the Visualization tab. After logging into the control unit, go to the Visualization tab. This provides a real-time status view of the system. We can confirm the total amount of sensors that exist. On direction 1, there is a total of 2 sensors. On direction 2, it is not configured. Let's take a look at technical defaults. A green relay for direction 1 or 2 means the system is operational. No perimeter breaks are detected. A red relay on direction 1 or 2 indicates a cable cut, sensor communication failure, or not in use. The G-fence will highlight the sensor that it can no longer recognize. If you see not configured on both directions, this indicates no configuration exists. Proceed to step 3 to run a configuration test. Let's create a live scenario. Let's create a cable cut alarm by removing the terminal from the URUT. Under technical defaults, direction 1, this relay will go from green to red. And in the box, it says sensor number 3. The controller is able to communicate with sensors 1 and 2, but the pathway in between sensors 2 and 3, there is something that is causing it to lose connection. Step 2, continued. In a live scenario, we would walk the perimeter and locate sensor 1 to confirm the starting point. Physically verify how sensor 2 is connected to sensor 3. If a gate connector exists between sensors 2 and 3, remove the cover on each junction box and inspect for loose or crossed wires, corrosion, or water damage. Also check connection points on the yellow cable to confirm they are not damaged. If sensor 2 is connected directly to sensor number 3 and we fail that sensor number 3, then sensor number 3 needs to be replaced. Remove sensor 2, 3, and 4 from the fence line and use a repair kit to replace the bad sensors. 3 sensors are recommended in case the internal failure has leaked to the sensors connected to the root failure. After verifying the point that's in trouble, and if you come back to the controller and you still see the same sensor number in the box, at this point, we can try bypassing the gate connector. To bypass the gate connector in between sensors 2 and 3, disconnect the green detector cable from the junction box on each side of the gate connector. If cable slack allows, match wires together on the green detector cable, color for color. If not, use a patch 18.4 cable to connect the green cables. This will bypass the gate connector and will test direct communication between sensors 2 and 3. If the system fails at 3 again, then sensor 3 is defective. Step 3. Check history. So let's review the history tab together. Yours will be a little bit different than mine. Intrusion indicates a vibration impact alarm. Technical default indicates a cable cut or communication error. The technical default alarm could also be a result of an unplugged gate connector. Power on and off indicates power supply issues. Let's review some alarms together. The most recent alarms are going to be recorded on the top. We can see we had an intrusion alarm, zone 2, direction 1, sensor 2, sensitivity 7. The sensitivity is going to change on each impact because it's telling you how hard of an impact was received on that hit. Technical default, direction 1, sensor 3. Controller is able to communicate with the first 2 sensors in line, but from 2 to 3, there is a problem communicating with that sensor. Now, there are some rare cases where the controller will not report back the exact sensor where it failed at. As you can see here, it says end of configuration, direction 1. If your controller does not pinpoint the exact sensor it failed at, try the isolation test, which we will go over in the next step. To run a configuration test, first ensure all gates are closed and secured. Go to the Settings tab and select the direction in use. Choose Configuration Mode, then click Send. Controller will emit 2 beeps to enter configuration mode. Wait for the return beep. 1 beep is a successful configuration. All sensors are detected. If you hear 2 beeps upon return, then this is a configuration failure. If you fail the test, check the History tab to identify where the failure occurred. So let's look at this example. End of configuration, direction 1. If the history does not specify the failing sensor, perform an isolation test using junction boxes. In our live demo, our first junction box exists after the second sensor. Because we failed the test and it said end of configuration direction 1, we don't know where it failed at. Let's troubleshoot this together. Open the junction box near the starting point that contains a few sensors before it. Disconnect and twist the yellow and green wires from the detector cable to create a closed loop. Run the configuration test. A successful configuration will verify all the sensors up to this point can communicate with the controller. If the test passes, these sensors are working. The short is further down the line. Undo the twist and work down the line. Return to detection mode and run another configuration test when ready. Click on direction 1, configuration, and then run the test. When it passes, all the sensors will appear under direction 1. If the configuration test fails, the faulty segment has been isolated. The issue exists within this area. The next step would be to check history to confirm which sensor we failed at. We can see here technical default direction 1, sensor 3. Step 4. No response from controller, cannot pass configuration test. Turn off the power for 1 minute. Return power and try configuration test again. Meter the 18.4 cable. Confirm red and black wires have at least 9.5 volts DC. Confirm lightning surge protector is wired correctly. Try configuration test without lightning surge protector. The output is connected to the direction in use, and the input connects the sensors to the lightning surge protector. On unused direction, move the wires from direction 1 to direction 2 to confirm if the direction is the problem. If we fail configuration test on direction 1, but move those same sensors to direction 2 and pass, then we know that the sensors are good, but the problem is the direction, which would be direction 1. This concludes our GFence troubleshooting training. If you have any follow-up questions or if you need tech support, I have attached our contact information. Thank you again for your time, and I look forward to working out there in the field with you.